What's up, everybody? Just checking in. I wanted to discuss how you can get your foot in the door to land a teaching position. Now, I know a lot of people out there applying for teaching positions right now, and I wish you all the best. But there are also people out there who are coming over from different professions, those that are in school right now, those who are working on their certification test. And I'm more so talking to them, but this applies to everyone who's trying to get their foot in the door as it pertains to education. I believe there are four major ways, in my opinion, the four best ways to get your foot in the door. One is as a volunteer, helping out with the school when you can. Two is as a tutor or after school employee, okay, from an after school program. Three, as a substitute. And lastly, four, as a TA or paraprofessional. Now, I'm going to go through each one, and I'm going to tell you why, in my opinion, because these are just my thoughts, my opinions based on my experiences, why I feel like these are the best ways to get your foot in the door to land a teaching position. So we'll start off. Volunteering and helping out the school. Okay, when you're volunteering and you're helping out, you're sending a message to everyone on campus, the staff, administration, that you're willing to dedicate your time, okay, your free time that you could be doing a bunch of other stuff with. You could be sleeping, you could be hanging out with your family, you could be, I don't know, on the golf course, you could be doing a bunch of different things, but you're choosing to use that available time to come up to the school and help, to read to kids, to help out in a class, to help out in the front office, to, help with planning for teachers, whether it's running copies or, creating something for teachers. You're willing to take time out of your day for no money at all to help out, okay? You set yourself up in a good way because people get familiar with you, they get to know you, and they know that you're there free of charge. All right, so this tells a lot of people in a lot of ways, especially if this comes across with your personality as well, that you're really in it for the kids, you're in it for the school. Like, you're doing this because this is something that you are passionate about, something that you care about, something that you want to do. Okay, down the line, that can set you up to land a position because, again, you're familiar with the campus is familiar with you, and if you've built good relationships and you've done a good job when you volunteered, then you can maneuver yourself when it's time, once you have all of the credentials to apply for a teaching position, to get a teaching position. Number two, tutoring as well as after school program. Now, I put these above being a volunteer because tutors are usually consistent. After school program people or workers are usually consistent. You're seeing them 3 or 4 times a week. All right, they're working in the after school program. They're tutoring. They're pulling kids from class, whether it's during school, before school, after school. They're helping them, with specific instruction. They're helping them sharpen skills, whether it's in math or reading. It could be in other subject areas as well. So they're kind of like teachers in training, okay? They're taking whatever the teacher is teaching the student. They're taking their knowledge as well as what they've gotten from the teacher, and they're doing whatever they can do for the kids to, help them understand the concept a little bit better so they can grow and become smarter and become better students. While doing this, they're helping themselves because they're doing what teachers do in a lot of ways. All right, of course it's in a smaller capacity, but they're doing what teachers do. They're pulling kids, they're working one-on-one or in groups, they're teaching, okay? And then after school program. Now, this more so applies to the after school programs that have, tutoring, that work with kids. I'm not talking about the programs that just, let the kids cut loose and run. I'm more so talking about the programs that, are working with kids on their homework, are tutoring those kids at the school. Again, at the school. You have an in because you're technically a part of the school in a limited, capacity, but you are technically a part of the school in a way, okay? You can get to know students, you can get to know parents, you can get to know staff, and you have your foot in the door to an extent to possibly set yourself up for an interview, okay, once you have all your certification and your schooling completed. Next, okay, bumping up a little bit more, substitute teachers. Now, subbing is what I feel is one of the best ways to get your foot in the door, because when you are subbing, you are coming to different schools, all right? Hopefully you're subbing in maybe 1 or 2 school districts. You don't want to spread yourself too thin, all right? But when you're going to those schools, you are building relationships with students, all right? You're delivering the lesson that the teacher has laid out for you, and you're not sitting in your office or you're not sitting in the classroom all day. You're getting out and you're meeting people, all right? And I'm going to tell you why. But you're meeting people. You're going in the teacher's lounge. You're shaking hands. You're smiling. You want to introduce yourself to the administration. You're shaking hands. You're smiling. You want to make sure that you have the kids under control while you're subbing. All right, you don't want to put more work on administration or your teammates, you know, that you're going to be working with for that day or that week. You want to make sure you have your kids under control. Now, this sets you up because you sort of kind of become a part of the family. Now, you're extended family because you're probably subbing all over the district. Okay, so, you know, they might see you one day, they might see you 1 week, and then might not see you for a while. They might see you, 1 month, and then they might not see you for a while because you're all over. But each campus that you're on, you're doing the same thing. You're delivering that instruction well. You're controlling the class. You have good classroom management. You're building relationships with students. You're building relationships with staff. All right, and you're getting your name out there. All right, give your information out. Hey, I'm so-and-so. Here's my information. If you're ever looking for a sub, just give me a call. You're out and about, and you're being a big help to teachers, to administrators. Now, I'll give you a little insight. When you're subbing, okay, or for subs, they are limited in a lot of places. Subs are limited. So when you go in and you do a good job and you build a good relationship and you build good relationships with the students, the staff, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb, all right? And you let them know you aspire to be a teacher. You're going to stick out like a sore thumb. All right, 1, because there's limited subs. 2, because not everyone who is subbing is invested in the field of education and in students. Some people are doing it to, pass the time. Some people are doing it because, they want a little bit extra money. Some people are doing it because, they don't know what they want to do now, but they need some type of income coming in, so they're going to sub. So if you're subbing to become an educator, you're in a completely different ballpark. All right, you're in a completely different position. So make sure you are giving your best, your all, and you're getting out there and you're building relationships, and people know who you are. They know your name. They want to call on you when it's time to find a sub, and you're gonna have that in for when you do have your schooling completed and you have your certifications passed. You can reach out to those principals, or you can reach out to teachers that can then reach out to principals, all right, to say, hey, I passed my test, I'm looking for this position. If you have a position available, definitely keep me in mind, or definitely, I would love to interview for a position. I love your school, I love being around your kids, I love your staff. And you have it in because you have some familiarity with the school, with the community, with the district. And I'm going to tell you, people want people who know the way, all right? They want people who know the lingo. I'm not saying, people from the outside can't get in, but it's a lot easier if you're already in. It's a lot easier if you're already a part, of the family, to an extent. Last, I feel like the best way is to be a TA or a paraprofessional. You are a part of the family. If you are a TA or a paraprofessional, you are a part of the family. I've seen TAs that have been, almost as important as teachers, sometimes just as important. Some people would say, in unique situations, even more important than some teachers, just the role that they play within the school. Now, if you are a TA or a paraprofessional, you're in, all right? Substitutes are kind of in, tutors and volunteers and after school program, they're kind of in. You're in. All right. You have a district ID card. You probably have a key to something to get in, whether it's a room, a closet. All right. You're in. Now, since you're in, you got to make sure you're taking advantage of the opportunity. And the way you take advantage of this opportunity is you make sure every day you treat it like an interview. Every day. Every day that you are on campus, you're treating it like an interview because you aspire to be a teacher. You know, you're helping lead a class. You're helping out when you can, but you want to be leading your class. You want to be leading a group of students, you know, eventually. So make sure you're treating it as such every day. And you want to be a Swiss Army knife, okay? You want to be someone who, you may be pulling small groups here, you may be working with some kids here, you know, you're monitored there, you know, you're doing a bunch of different things, and maybe you're doing it in a smaller capacity, maybe you're just doing it with a grade level or two, but you want to be a Swiss Army knife. You want your administration, as well as teachers, to know Miss So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so, they're there to do whatever needs to be done to ensure the success of the school and the success of these students. So although their job title might say they work with first graders and second graders, or they work with fourth graders and fifth graders, yes, that's what they mainly do, but they're willing to be flexible. If you need them to work with kinder for the day, cool. If you need them to step in the gym, they're fine. If you need them to do something, you know, in the art room, they're cool with that. They're going to do whatever it is, all right, to make sure that the school's running to, you know, its highest capabilities. And I'm telling you, teachers love it, administrators love it. When you have someone like that. And this applies to teachers too. I'm more so speaking to pairs and TAs though. You want someone who's willing to do whatever it is that needs to be done to make sure students are successful, okay? So if you're a TA and you're a parent, you're already part of the family. You already are in the school. You know the kids, you know the staff, you know the administration. Build relationships with people, all right? Make people miss you when you're not there, all right? Be the pair or the TA that when you're not there, people are like, man, where is Mr. So-and-so? Where is Miss? They've been out, man. I hope they're not out another day. Because you're so good with the kids, all right? Because things flow so much better when you're there. Because you might have a relationship with a difficult student or a difficult group of kids that no one else has, and you're able to, you know, hone them in, you're able to calm them down like no one else on campus is able to do, all right? Make your name known. Make an impression on the school when you're there, every day that you're there. And when it's time to interview, once you have your certification and your class is completed, you're going to be right up there with, you know, teachers trying to land the position who have teaching experience, because your staff is not going to lose you, administration is not going to lose you. People are going to keep you a part of the family, and they're going to want to, they've already seen your work ethic. They know if this is your work ethic and this is your personality and this is how you move as a para or a TA, then once they get you in a classroom, they just got to support you, but you already have the necessary, you know, want to be successful. And staff and administration, they can work with that. They can definitely work with that. You are already a part of family. Build those relationships. Be a Swiss Army knife. All right, well, I just wanted to pop in, share that information with those people who may not be done with their classes, may not have passed their certification test, or may be looking to transfer over from a different profession into education. These are a couple of good ways to get your foot in the door to become, you know, a more desirable candidate when that teaching position becomes available. All right, well, I appreciate you all. You all take care and have a good one.